What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mika Chanel, back with another edition of Mika Chanel Is Just Saying. So, I know tonight is Sunday night, and the Housewives, I believe they're on right now because I think it is after 7 o'clock. Don't worry about it. My DVR is on the job tonight, and I will watch it for the first time. I always watch my shows that I review twice because I have to watch it first for myself just so I can just watch it like I normally do and get excited about the episode. And then I watch it again so that I can take my notes, and then that's when I can pause or rewind or whatever. But I rarely rewind since I've already watched it the first time. I kind of have something in my head about what I want to say. So anyways, so I'm going to watch The Housewives of Atlanta tonight after I do this vlog. And then I'll watch it again. And of course, I'll do my vlog on Monday, like I always do. But anyway, so tonight, though it's Sunday night, and I know SWV Reunited came on Wednesday, we just gonna get it done today. I had a busy weekend. A busy weekend. So, it's SWV Reunited. It's season 2. The way that they like promoted it, like it was gonna be a new season, but when it came back, I realized on like the description of it, it still says season 2. But it says episode 7, so I'm guessing that they must have split the season in half. I don't know if I can't remember if they did that for season 1. They probably did. But I was like, dang, it seemed like the season just went off. And I honestly didn't remember them having a finale or anything. But so I guess they just kind of split this season up in half. Probably because, you know, like Taj and Coco, they have small kids or whatever. So, and they have husbands and things like that. So maybe that's why they did it. I don't know. But anyway, so they're back. Season 2, episode 7, they're still on the hunt for a new manager, still haven't gotten it together, they still are a mess, it seems like, because let me tap this and see if that'll go off, because for some reason it keeps telling me I cannot zoom, but I didn't even try to zoom. I don't know, but it's recording, so I'm gonna just go with it. Anyway, so you see them start this episode off, they're running late for a show, I think they're in Oakland, California. They're running late because the plane took off late or it was a delay with their plane or something like that. They get into their cab or their car, whatever, and the man is like, it's gonna take us like 45 minutes to get there. They like, well, we need to be there in like 30 minutes so that we can get our hair and makeup and get ourselves together. You know what I'm saying? We can't just go up in there all jet lag. But that's the best that the driver can do is get them there. So they basically. It seems like they're always running late though, right? It just seems like they just cannot get it together. And I'm just like, y'all been at this long enough to know, you know, how it's done. I mean, this is y'all second season that y'all are back together, touring and everything. Even before the first season, they had a new album out that, you know, they had one song, I can't think of the name of the song, but I mean, you know what I'm saying, it was like a hit. I think they may have won an award or something for that song. And so I'm assuming that's why they ended up getting this show, you know, based on the fact that they were back together or whatever. But I'm just like, can't y'all get it together? I mean, y'all couldn't have been doing y'all makeup in the car. That's what I was sitting there like, y'all know y'all running late. You can't get y'all makeup done in the car. At least, you know what I'm saying, get some foundation on, get the, you know what I'm saying, even if you're scared to do your eyeliner. You could at least get something started in the car. That's all I'm saying. They just sitting back complaining or whatever, so. Anyways, they finally get to the venue, and it really didn't even look like it was even a quarter of the way full. Like, it was just hardly anyone in there. But they get back there, they throw on some makeup. Coco's talking about she's upset because she can't beat her face the way she wants to beat her face or whatever, so she's a little upset about that. And then they're like, Corey comes in, Corey's their manager, he comes in and he's like, well, the promoter's like, y'all not getting paid until y'all get y'all butts up on this stage, so y'all need to come on and get on this stage. Y'all supposed to be on stage at 18, y'all need to be on the stage at 18. It seemed like it was kind of like maybe one of those old school concert type things, because they only sung like a couple of songs, you know those old school concerts that they have all the time every year. I know here in Chicago they seem like they have them like every month or something. Some group of people coming here, you know what I'm saying, for a concert or whatever. But anyways, yeah, so they did that. The sound was all messed up on their first song. They don't do sound checks, so even if they weren't running late, they still would not have done a soundtrack because they're just difficult. They're very difficult ladies, and I never would have thought that they would have been this difficult. But they are. They're very, very difficult, and I guess that's why they've gone through so many managers. But anyways, they get on stage. the sound was messed up on the first song. They got the sound together on the second song, and the show went on, and you know what I'm saying. And then, you know, they get off the stage, they go off on their manager, Corey, talking about the sound person, you supposed to hire the good sound people or whatever. And he was like, y'all didn't do a sound check, and it doesn't matter if y'all plane would have been on time or not, you still wouldn't have done a sound check. Just like, you know what I'm saying, he was like, y'all just can't have a good show to save y'all life. Like, Jamaica was a mess. If y'all remember, in the first half of season 2, they went to Jamaica, and they didn't even do what they were supposed to do down there. Like, they were partying and talking about they wanted to relax and swim and have some cocktails. They didn't want to do like a couple of the radio appearances that they were supposed to do and all of that. Like, they just can't get it together. I don't even understand. But yeah, so they basically you know, tell Corey, was like, well, that's basically why we looking for a new manager anyway, or whatever. He's like, y'all can look for a new manager. Don't nobody want to work with y'all. Y'all are unprofessional. You are just almost unmanageable. Nobody's going to want to work with y'all or whatever. So, then Lily brings up, which if the night isn't already stressful and crazy enough, she brings up the fact that she wants to bring in some background singers. And Coco's like, background singers? Why would we, you know what I'm saying, why would we hire background singers? You know what I'm saying? We're a group. You know, we don't need background singers when we're a group, you know. And she was like, I felt Coco was saying, like, it's going to hurt you, Lily, and Taj, because people are already saying that all you guys are backup singers. So why would you want to bring in a backup singers to give people more, you know what I'm saying, reasons, you know, to talk about you guys or whatever. But Lily feels like it's a good idea because she says that Taj has these vocal problems, which she does. She has something going on with her vocal cords to where she could possibly lose her voice or something like that. And I know they were trying to get her to have some kind of surgery before, and clearly she hasn't gone through with it, but she hopefully, you know, her voice stays strong, because it sounded really bad in the first half of the season. It was like, I was like, girl, I mean, she was past horse. Like, it just wasn't good at all. And her voice is always going in and out, you know what I mean? So Lily was just basically saying, like, you know, we can't be left hanging like we were before, when, you know, she couldn't even sing her part. It was like a new song that they were like trying to debut at one of their last tours. I don't know if it was when they were in Jamaica or they were somewhere else. But, you know what I'm saying, Taj couldn't even get her part out because of her vocal issues or whatever. But, you know, Lily gets all in her feelings, and she's like, you know what, y'all never want to be on my side. Y'all never want to go along with anything that I want, and I'm just gonna quit. I just don't even care anymore. I'm just gonna quit the group or whatever. But of course, I doubt if that's gonna happen. We'll see. I really doubt if that's gonna happen, because I guess out of all three of them, she's the one that needs the group the most. Just because she doesn't seem to be that financially stable, or whatever, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes along. Then you see Lily meeting up with Brian Morgan, who is a producer, who is responsible for like a lot of their hits from like their first couple albums back in the 90s. You know, he, you know what I'm saying, made all these hits for him, and Lily basically meets up with him. And she wants him to write her a song based on some of the things that she's going through with her daughter, Margaret. If you guys remember, like, she found out that her daughter was like an escort. She found out that her daughter was molested at the age of like 4 or 5 years old, when SWV were like, you know what I'm saying, at the top, and she was touring a lot. So she left her daughter, you know, home with family members or whatever, and her daughter was being mistreated and abused. And so, you know, she's dealing with that, and she's just finding out about all of that. So she goes to Brian Morgan, and she's like, you know, she wants him to produce a song and write a song and help her write a song based on the things that she's going through with her daughter. And he has an idea, whatever. He comes up with this little song, and she's like, I would really like it if you could work on our new album. He's like, I would like to work on your new album too, but we got to get with Coco. And see, Coco, I guess because she's a lead singer, and she just has a strong personality. But I would just assume that if you're in a group, that even though there's a lead singer, like she just seems like she wants to make all of the decisions. Like, she's always got the final say, and I just don't understand that just because they're a group. I can see if it was like her group and she got them to be her backup singers or whatever. But I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's not SWV without Coco. So I guess she can act like that, you know. I know that on the first half of season 2, they were working with Coco was saying that she was going to lead a group and go do gospel or whatever. And Lily and Taj was trying to get this song together. And, like, basically the producer was like, I don't want to work with y'all. If Coco is not on board, then I'm not working with you guys. It's just it. But then they worked around it and got it done or whatever. But, yeah, that was crazy. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Coco she seems like she has a bad attitude. She seems like she can't let go of the past. Which is crazy because she considers herself a Christian woman and she's too good to, you know, too holy, and she's a mother and she's got all these standards where she can't sing like Downtown, that's, you know, their hit song, and some of the other songs that talks about sex and things like that, but yet she wants to hold on to these grudges that don't seem to really make much sense. I guess it's from what it seems to me is that the girls were they were young and impressionable, and they just had a lot of people in their ear. And I guess by her being the lead singer, people were in her ear a lot, saying how, you know, the other girls were like against her, and, you know, just a whole bunch of different things, you know. And instead of them talking to each other and trying to work it out with each other, they did what a lot of young girls do, and they believe everybody else and start acting shady, which is the downfall of the group, you know. Anyway, so he's like, you know, if you could get Coco on board, I'm down with working on a new album or whatever. So we'll see what happened with that. And then you also see Lily in the next scene. She's like all through this episode. You see her in the next scene talking to her boyfriend. They're Skyping or FaceTiming or whatever they're doing. And she was just basically telling him how her feelings are, you know, hurt about the group, and, you know what I'm saying, the background singers, and just how they're treating her. They're treating her, you know, like her opinion doesn't matter, and that's how she feels. And so her boyfriend is basically like, look, you put this group together, you need to put your foot down, and you need to stand up to Coco. You are 40 years old, and if they can't, you know what I'm saying, respect you, then maybe it's time for you to make some moves. And I guess he wants her to do a solo project. And I don't know. I mean, I don't recall hearing her sing a lot of solo parts or whatever. I've heard her hum a couple of tunes, but I don't know. You know, I don't know. Does she sing well enough to make a hit record of her own? I mean, I don't know. So it just, I hope she don't let her boyfriend push her into something that she may not be ready for, and, you know what I'm saying, so she may need to rethink that, you know what I'm saying? No shade, but she may need to rethink that. But that's basically what he was saying. He was saying she needs to stand up to Coco, or she needs to just basically, you know what I'm saying, go and do her own thing. Then you see, like, in the next scene, you see Taj and Coco, they meet up. It looks like they're at a hotel lobby or something like that. And Taj is just really, like, going through it because she said she lost her 10-carat engagement ring that her husband gave her. Eddie George, you know, Eddie George used to play for the Tennessee Titans. That's her husband. They had a reality show together that was on, I think it was on TV One, or can't remember what channel it was on, like maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, they had a reality show. And I actually watched it and I liked it. She was a little annoying on there, but I liked their relationship and they were cute together. So anyway, so she's saying that she done lost this 10-carat ring that he gave her, and, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to be calm about it because he doesn't want her to freak out too much, but she knows he's mad. And Coco's like, hell yeah, he mad. I'd be mad too if I gave you a 10-carat engagement ring and you done lost it. Like, what is your problem, you know? And she was, Tasha was just basically saying, like, her husband, you know, he complains about her being on the road, and Lily's like, well, when's the last time you been home? And she's like, 2 months. I'm like, girl, you haven't been home in 2 months? What are you doing? Like, I mean, Atlanta, and I believe she lives in Tennessee. It's not that far. And, I mean, it doesn't seem like they're doing a lot of touring. They even said they're not doing a lot of touring. They're just doing, like, different spot appearances. So, like, why haven't you been home in 2 months? You know what I mean? Like, you need to go check on your man, girl, and your baby. You got like a 9-year-old son. You need to go and figure that out. But anyways, and she was just saying like she ain't been home in 2 months. She haven't seen her man. She done lost her ring, and she don't even have her massager. Y'all know what those little intimate massagers are. She was like, I don't have my massager. What am I gonna do? You know, it's just not even right. So that kind of leads into the next scene when they meet with the new guy that they may want to manage them. Hold on, you guys, I'm a little thirsty. Max Goose, who, if you remember, I think from maybe it must have been episode 6, but it was right before they went off the last time. They were saying that they wanted to meet with this Max Goose to discuss him possibly managing them. And I guess he's like worked with Beyonce and some other, you know, big name people. So basically they meet with him and he basically tells them like, look, if you want, like, because Lily's saying, you know, we need to be on the cover of some magazines. We need to have these sponsors. You know, we love fashion and hair and makeup. Why don't we have sponsors in these areas or whatever? And he's like, well, you got to get exposed again. You got to get out there again or whatever. And he's like, this is going to take at least 4 months of touring. And Lily and Taj are like, 4 months, you know, we have, you know, school-age children. We can't take our children out of school for 4 months, and we don't want to be away from our small children for 4 months or whatever. And he's like, well, if you want the kind of exposure and start making the kind of money that you want to make, then this is what you're going to have to do. And Lily's like, well, yeah, we definitely, I mean, Coco's like, well, we definitely want to make more money. We're not millionaires, so we definitely want more money, but we don't know if, excuse me, oh, sorry. She's saying we don't know if, you know, we can do 4 months worth of touring. So, of course, this upsets Lily, and she's just looking like these chicks don't want to do anything that I want to do or whatever. And, you know, basically, you know, Taj is already talking about she done lost her ring and her man is upset that she's barely home anymore and all this and all that or whatever. So, and plus, if you remember, like, her husband gave up a job to be like some kind of sports commentator or something like that, so that he could be home more with their son, so that she can go ahead and get the group back going and do what she needs to do with the group or whatever. So, you know, she got a lot of things on her plate that, you know, she needs to think about, and, you know, they all do. You know, Lily's a bit more free. Her kids are adults and she's not married, and she's in a long distance relationship. So she has a little bit more flexibility with her schedule than the other two do. You know, Coco, her husband is actually like their music band person. He does like the music or whatever for them. So, you know, he's around, but at the same time, you know, it's different when you're not home. And then they also have, you know, a child. So, I don't know. They weren't feeling Max Goose, you know, with his ideas. They said he had, you know, they liked his ideas, but they just weren't really feeling that 4 months of touring. So we'll see. Then you see them in the next scene. They're interviewing backup singers, and basically Coco was saying, like, she told Corey, their manager, like, look, pull some whack ass people off of Craigslist. I don't want this to go well because I want to just go through the motions of auditioning these people, but I don't want Lily to get any ideas in her head, so we need to have people that cannot sing. But they ended up finding 3 people that could sing. So Coco's like, well, this didn't really go along with my plans. This is not what I wanted to happen. You know what I mean? And Lily's all excited that they found, you know what I'm saying, that they found a few people and that they could bring to their rehearsal, because Coco did agree to let them come to the rehearsal. She did not agree to let them go on any shows with them, but she was like, well, we can at least rehearse with them, though I don't think it's a good idea, but we'll see. So, in the next, so I guess in the next scene, hold on, my notes are all weird. Oh, yeah, okay, so in the next scene, you see them basically talking to, what's his name? Marcus, right? Marcus is their A&R person, I believe, at the record label. I think that's his name, Marcus. So you see them talking, and he's like, look, Max Goose checked y'all out, And he saw that y'all done been through all these managers. And he's like, look, I got some reservations about these chicks, but if they're willing to go along with my plan, then I will bring them on board, meaning they cannot keep Corey as their manager. They're going to have to do these 4 months of touring, and they're going to have to listen. They can't be difficult or anything like that because I'm not putting up with it. Like, they need to come correct. And so the ladies are, listening or whatever, and Corey comes by. Now, Corey's all shocked to see Marcus there, and he's like, what's going on? So y'all always on this little sneaky stuff. Like, why? Y'all don't even need to be sneaky, because I already told y'all if y'all wanted to audition somebody else to be y'all manager, you just need to let me know. You know what I'm saying? Don't try and be sneaky. Now, this is sneaky. I come over here just to talk to Coco about something else, and Marcus is here. So I know y'all are having a meeting. Are y'all talking about the management, or what's going on? He's, he's upset, which he has a right to be, because I swear, I've been watching this show for 2 seasons now, and they done gave this man such the runaround, and this man almost got beat down for them. Y'all know last season 1, when he almost got beat down by that dude, you know what I'm saying, over a record or whatever, because the record label hadn't paid the guy, and they didn't know that the guy didn't have his money or whatever. I don't know, it was just crazy, but so they keep giving Corey the runaround, and he's like, look, I keep putting my neck out for y'all. Nobody else is going to put up with the mess that y'all make me put up with. Nobody else is going to deal with that but me. You know what I'm saying? And I guess him and Coco are friends or whatever, so I guess that's how he got the job, and I guess maybe that's why he puts up with what he puts up with, because, he wants to keep that job, and he's also real cool with Coco or whatever, but Corey basically walks out the meeting because he's like, this is some bull. I'm so sick of y'all acting like this towards me, and I get stuff done. You know what I mean? So y'all tell me what's going to happen next, okay? So he gets up and he walks out. Then you see like a little small scene where they do a little rehearsal with the 3 background singers that they pulled up, that they had chosen from the audition, but you can tell it's not gonna go anywhere. Coco's like, no, we're not about to do that. And then later on, this show is edited so weird. So like, I never know if things are happening in what sequence they're happening in, because sometimes it looks like they go even from one day to they'll be on like Wednesday, then they flash back to Sunday or something. I don't know. The show is edited really strange, okay? But so you saw that little scene with them at rehearsal, and then it goes over to another scene where Taj is running on a treadmill, and Coco and Lily come in, and she tells them that they just talk about, the fact that they need to discuss their management, what's going on with that, and they basically sit down, and basically it's like Taj and Coco's like, no, we're going to stick with Corey. That's it. We are not going on tour for 4 months. Corey gets stuff done for us. We're going to stick with him at least through the end of this album. Once we get done with this album, then maybe we can revisit this or whatever. And Lily's like, look, I want to make some money. Corey is not bringing in the money, and Max Goose can bring in the money that I want to make or whatever. And Taj is like, well, you always want to think about the money. I got a family, I got young kids or whatever. And Lily looking at her like, I understand that it's money for all of us. But I know what she's saying is, look, I don't have an NFL husband. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this all by myself, and SWV is all I have. Okay? So I need to make this money. Now, I understand y'all got other things going on in your lives, but I need to make money as well. I'm a part of this group, and I need to make some money. This is my livelihood or whatever. So, basically, they just decided they were going to go with Corey. And basically, Lily, you know what I'm saying, she doesn't have any say. Poor Lily. You know what I'm saying? She just can't get her way for anything. You know what I'm saying? Because you see the next scene. In the next scene, Lily a little upset or whatever. But then in the next scene, you see Coco. She's like, she about to take Taj shopping because she knows that she can bribe Taj with clothes. Because she like, she's like a clothes whore or whatever. She loves clothes. So she takes her to this little boutique, and Taj is like, oh, I love this boutique. They all got cute clothes. Them clothes were not cute. None of that stuff they tried on, I would have worn. I'm like, where in the hell are they going with these clothes on? These two ugliest things I've ever seen. Anyways, so they up in there, they trying on clothes or whatever, and Coco's like, if you like that outfit you got on, I'll buy it, but you got to do something for me. Like, you gotta tell Lily that we're not gonna do these, that we're not gonna have any background singers. It's like, why I gotta, Taj is like, why I gotta tell her? I don't want to tell her, you know what I'm saying? And Taj seems like the peacemaker, like she's the one that she doesn't want to hurt anybody else's feelings or whatever. So Coco's like, well, if you want the outfit, if you want me to buy the outfit for you, you gotta tell her or whatever. So they agree that they're gonna go ahead and they agree that they're gonna go ahead and that Taj is gonna be the one that's gonna go ahead and tell Lily that they're not gonna do the background singers or whatever. So okay, move forward to the next scene. They meet up with Corey. It looks like they're, I don't know, the sports bar or something, and they basically tell him that they made their decision about management. They're gonna stick with him. He seems happy, but at the same time, he's like, look, okay, now that I know that I'm not going to be just your temporary manager, it's some things that need to be done. Y'all need to stop acting the way y'all act. Y'all need to get up and get things done for yourselves. You can't always sit around and wait for me because you're basically unmanageable. And I need you guys to help me help you. You know what I'm saying? It's basically what he was saying. He's like, because this is ridiculous. You know, we can go to a whole new level. But you gotta work with me, you know what I mean? You can't just be saying, well, Corey's not doing this, Corey's not doing that, if you guys are being so difficult with me. So we'll see how that partnership goes throughout the rest of this season. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know why he puts up with them. He takes a lot, because I mean, this is what I've seen from TV. I'm like, wow, they put him through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so after that scene, then I guess it's the next day. It could be the day before. It could be 2 days after. I don't know. But I guess we just going to call it the next scene. The next scene, you see Lily, Taj, and Coco meet up. Lily wanted to get them together so that she could play the song that Brian Morgan, produced for her about, her relationship with her daughter Margaret. But before they even get to listen to the song, Taj brings up the fact that they're not going to have any background singers. Like, look, girl, we discussed it, and we are just not about to have any background singers. That's it. That's done. So Lily gets upset, but she's like, you know what? I have this. I'm not even going to let that bother me. I'm upset that you guys are not on my side again, but I'm not going to let it, bother me right now. Because I want you guys to hear this song. It's about, me and my daughter, and I'm not going to tell you who the producer is right now. Just listen to the song because I know you're going to love it. So she plays the song. It's a real pretty song. They both like the song. Lily and Taj, both, Coco and Taj both like the song or whatever. Until Lily tells them who produced the song. And once she says Brian Morgan, that was all Coco needed to just get up and like, no, I'm not working with him. And Taj was like, look, you need to start leaving some of this stuff in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be carrying 20-year-old beef. You know what I'm saying? When we are trying to, get our careers back up and running or whatever. And Lily's like, come on, let's just meet with him, talk to him, hear some of his ideas. He wants to work with us. You know what I mean? Let's just move on. And Coco's like, no. No, he is not going to produce anything on this new album, and that's it. And she walks out. She walks out of the room. She's like, that's it, that's all, I'm done. So, that's kind of where they left it. That was like kind of the end of that season, and Lily and Taj are both like, wow, really? Okay, wow, So that was it for this episode. I don't know. It just seems like they just cannot get it together. I'm like, I know they've been a group for 20-some years or whatever, but in the time that they were off, in the rest of the 90s and the beginning of the 2000s, up until I don't know, maybe 2007 or 2008, 2009, somewhere up in there, they made a song. They came out with an album and they had a hit song. But I'm like, before that time, were they actually even friends? I did see Lily on Taj and Eddie George's reality show. It's called I Married Myself a Baller. And I want to say it was on TV One. I did see Lily on there like maybe once, I believe, like towards the end, because I think that was around the time when they were getting ready to do that other album, that their last album, well, the one that I was talking about that they had before they got their reality show or whatever. So I don't know. I'm like, were they even like cool with each other in all this time? Because they just kind of act disconnected, and they act like they don't really know what's going on and what they're supposed to do. Like, they don't really seem that into it. I don't know. It's just something is just off. So we'll see what happens the rest of the season. Next week, it looks like they do meet with Brian Morgan, and it looks like he and Coco get into it. I don't know. You know, the editing on this show is really crazy, so I won't comment on anything until I watch the episode on Wednesday, which will probably end up being Thursday when I watch it. Maybe Friday. I don't know. But anyways, I will have another vlog about it because I do love SWV. These are my girls, and I don't know. I just want them to get it together. That's all I want them to do. Just get it together. But anyways, that's the only thing. That's all I have for the episode, season 2, episode 7 of SWV Reunited. So until next time, stay real, stay safe, and stay tuned to Mika Chanel Is Just Saying. Bye bye.